Hey, thanks for stopping in. My name's Jake Stewart. I'm the sales guy here for Clark Marine. I wanted to take the opportunity to introduce you to the Avalon Venture Cruise 1475. This boat is a 14-foot deck on it. Once you add the motor pod, it does turn into a 15.5-foot boat once you add the length of that motor. The width on this is 7.5 feet. So the designation 1475 is really referencing the length and the width of this. This boat is awesome for taking to the smaller lakes and ponds we have here locally, the Narrows Pond, Cottonwagon, Jimmy's Pond, those smaller areas, and it's easy to trailer. This boat is rated for 5 people. It's good for 2 couples. It also does have a weight rating, so you can look at that individually. Now there are some features on the exterior of this boat that I did want to get into. From afar, when we're looking at it, you can see that we have 23-inch pontoons on this one. When we're looking at the very corner, you see it has this heavy-duty polished corner cap. If you are going to bump into something or rub something, it's going to be on this, and this is most likely to win because, again, it is very thick material. You'll see when we move over to the cleats here that everything is stainless and then is stainless steel, and in the center of it is a lifting hook. So that is actually connected to the joists underneath the floor, making it a very rigid point for you to connect your mooring, for you to connect your fender. Well, you have fender locks, but you can connect your boat to different things and when you're lashing together, and that's going to be a good secure place for you to do that. Specific to Avalon, as we move over to the side here, you will see these little plastic inserts. This allows water to run off the deck should anything come in, again, reducing the instance of moisture, mildew, and fungus. Now, here, you'll see that they have these side keels, and this is going to protect the most vital part of your pontoon from abrasions, dents, dings, and is also going to give some structural integrity to the pontoon itself. So as we move a little further to the back here, you will see that we have these gunnels with this rubberized rub rail right here. Again, this is just to help protect your boat from abrasions and impacts when it's sitting out there on the dock or when you're tied together. Now, you'll see another one of these lifting eyelets here. Again, they can actually lift the whole boats by these, so they're very strong. In the rear of the tube itself, you'll see that it's welded a few inches back from the actual corner piece. What that's going to do for you is, you can imagine this is the most proud point of the pontoon on this edge, and you don't want your welds to take any impacts or abrasion. So by moving them back here a little bit, that's going to help you have a more reliable, long-lasting pontoon. You'll see that has the brackets here, so you can connect any, if you want to have like a
depth finder.
Depth finder, yeah, you can hook your depth finders, you can hook your electronics, you can hook even the pump, so that if you wanted to have some sort of water fixture up there, you can attach all that stuff here. So that's very handy to have. You'll see some pontoons don't quite have these brackets. And another one of those hooks that's super strong for you to hook onto your boat. This is also really handy for when you're doing tubing or water skiing, that type of thing. Now, this boat isn't a water skiing boat, but it's equipped right with this Mercury 30 horse on the back. Ahead of it, you'll see inside here we have the 12-gallon fuel tank. Now, this motor is an EFI, so it's going to start right for you every time. You're not going to have to fight with it the way some of the old carbureted motors would make you. Now, again, when we're looking here, this is called the riser, this portion here. And you'll see there's a riser on the outside and there's a riser on the inside, and it's one piece the entire length of the boat. When it's segmented, that allows a little bit of wobble and can make it so that it's not as rigid. This is the piece that connects the pontoon to the deck. You want that to be tough, and it is on an Avalon. Now, if we take a peek underneath, you'll see the crossmember bolt joists are all through bolted. Same thing with the motor pod here. Again, lending towards that long-term reliability and rigidity of the setup. Now, when we move over to this side over here, you'll see that you do have the folding ladder, so it does stow away for when you're underway, so it's not likely to get caught on anything. They do have versions that are telescopic as well. This boat is equipped with the folding version. You do see you have the reinforced corner caps even on the rear, a little bit smaller here, less likely to take an impact, but still that hard, really thick material. Now, you can't see underneath the floor in this video as well to know the gauge of the material that's going in those cross members, but it's very thick. We're talking more than 20 thousandths here probably for the material. 200 thousandths, I apologize. Yeah. So what that's going to do for you, again, I'm probably sounding like a broken record, but this boat is built to be tough. It's built to last for you. When we look at the Bimini, you have these quick release detents. This is much easier than dealing with the little ones that you used to have to squeeze in every time you want to take them on and off. These, they just have that latch there and this will slide out. Now, we've seen some of the stuff that's going on the outside of this boat. Why don't we take a look inside and I'll show you some of the stuff we have going on there. Welcome aboard. So, first thing when you're entering the boat, you'll notice that they moved away from having the latch and the doors will actually lift to come out, and it has a little spot there to keep the door and sit from going in your way. This is nice with kids because kids love to play with the latches, so having the doors that lift up in that manner is a good, safe way to have the doors set up. Now, when we're looking at Avalons, one of the first things we do, of course, is look at the storage. When you look underneath the seats, you'll see that it's all welded aluminum for the bracing underneath the seats. Other manufacturers will use wood and plastic, and it just lends to reason why aluminum is going to be a little bit better of a setup for you. It's going to be stronger, longer lasting. Same things I've been mentioning all the way around the outside of the boat, wasn't I? Again, when we move a little bit closer here, you still see you have a lot of storage under the seats. And it does come with this kidney bean shaped table. You can choose where you put this. I'm not going to drill holes in your boat. You can choose where you want this. So some people will choose to have it in this L portion here, or you can have them between these two loungers up front. That's up to you, and we'll discuss that whenever you come in to look at the boat. When we're looking at the helm, of course you do have your tack, you have your fuel, and you have your voltage there for your batteries. Here, we have your horn, your navigation lights, your radio main switch, and then your radio itself. This is the Fusion M5RA55. This one will do Bluetooth for you. It will also have the charging there, so you can run your 12 volt. So if you need to charge your device, you can. While we're mentioning charging devices, this boat does have a little plug here. It's a little harder to see from that angle, but it does have two USB inputs, so you can charge your devices. We're also attached to our phones right now. Nobody wants to be even a few hours on the water without at least being able to charge it. As part of that Fusion sound system, this boat is equipped with a 4-speaker system, so it's going to have good audio in here. When you connect your Bluetooth, when you can go on just the radio, you're going to be able to hear your music. It's going to be in good fidelity. But it's also, I mean, we're not talking about a system that's going to, shake windows or anything on anybody's setup, but it is going to give you good audio quality. Avalon, for this year, they've actually upgraded their chairs. They've gone to this style of sport chair, and what's nice is that it gives you a little bit of extra space when you're trying to move around the boat here. This chair will swivel, and it will move fore and aft with the levers that are underneath here. Now, we are going to do all the service on your boat, but should you need to in an emergency access anything, this cushion is easy to remove and access all of the electronics and everything that you have hidden beneath your dash there. So in a pinch, you're able to reach everything without having to take any screws or bolts or anything like that out. Now, if we look here, you will see that they've gone with the Rotocast kick plates here. Now, with these being plastic, they're this Rotocast material, they're going to be resistant to abrasions. They're also not going to collect, again, that mold, mildew, or fungus that you might expect if water were getting trapped behind fabrics or anything like that. The last thing, one of the other things I want to mention is that on the floor itself is made out of a vinyl material as opposed to just regular carpet. It's going to make it a lot easier to clean. It's going to help, again, resist abrasions, scratches, all of those things to keep your boat looking nice for a long time. And we all like to be comfortable. The last thing I want to mention, underneath the seats, We will have suspended seats in an Avalon. This portion right here, you may be able to see where it is suspended. What that does is, I don't care how much fluff you put on this seat. If you're sitting on hard plywood all day, you're going to feel it. So by having that, it makes it more comfortable. You've seen a lot of things on this boat that you know are going to make it reliable. I think it would be a good idea if you were interested in something like this to reach out to us. We can show it to you. You can see the boat. Maybe we can make a deal.